This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Wednesday, June the 23rd is one of a slew of stakes races at Canterbury Park on Wednesday. Let's throw up the field for race number 8. This is the Mystic Lake Derby. $150,000 is the purse. 3-year-olds going a mile on the sod. You can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them and handicap along with us. The 6TD Vance Mike, deserving favorite, 5-2 on the morning line. Not only does he have Florent Giroux and Brad Cox in his corner, but he is already a stakes winner, rallying to win the Murphy last time out at Pimlico.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I mean, I feel like he's the horse to beat in here, Dan. His last 2 races, I think, are both, pretty good performances. He looks like he's still figuring things out there, but he also looks like he has a good amount of talent.
And he's going to get a good pace to run at. I agree with this time form U.S. pace projector, red bar fast pace scenario. The 1 King of Miami is a quick horse from the stalls, as is the 4 Sebastian's Boy. But Bodenheimer, the number 11, has flaunted his speed sprinting in the past. And from this outside post position, as he stretches out, he's got to be on ascend.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they would take his speed away from him now as they're going to stretch him out for the first time in this race. I suspect he goes. The 1 has speed from the rail. They're not the only 2 horses who like to be forwardly placed in the races. This pace could get fast.
King of Miami, the number 1, winner at Belmont Park, sprinting 2 starts back off of the layoff. He is the son of American Pharaoh. Just couldn't find his excuse last time out. First-time winners, they stretched him out to this distance at Arlington Park. He set a reasonable pace, but there was nothing there late as the favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't like his last race. I didn't even really like his maiden win at Belmont, and he won sprinting off the layoff there. Pretty slow pace in that race. They just let him have it. He barely held on at the end. I'm not sure how good this horse is.
A horse that would appreciate a fast pace is the number 2, Chess's Dream, a graded stakes winner this year at Gulfstream Park. Received a really nice trip and ride to win that Kitten's Joy back in January. Now, last time out, it was an off-the-turf race. Let's throw that one out. 2 back, he ran an salty edition of the American Turf at Churchill. There was a big pace for him. Could you find any excuses? I thought he made a little bit of a premature wide move into that race before flattening out.
I agree with you. I looked at his American Turf the same way you did. I mean, the race did set up well for him, but I just thought he moved maybe a little too soon. He was wide all the way in there. To me, I thought he ran a really good race in the American Turf. My problem with him is, Dan, I don't like any of his other races. And so that, sort of led me to look in a different direction here. I feel like if he runs his American Turf back, though, he could be very tough in here.
Number 3 is Shadazar, 20-1 on the morning line, but a perfect 2 for 2 in his career. His first start against winners at Turf Paradise, he got a really nice pace set up. Quick pace, kind of fell apart. He was game to win. He needs to improve from a buyer standpoint.
I think he's got to improve a lot. He got the job done last time after getting placed first in his debut. I just, wasn't particularly impressed with his win last time, Dan. Now, he was wide every step of the way in there, so maybe that offers some kind of an excuse for him. I just didn't think it was a very good race.
The 4 Sebastian's Boy has only raced once previously on the turf. That was this race at Turf Paradise to kick off his 3-year-old season. I thought he ran really well. He set a pretty solid pace. That's a quick first quarter mile, and he is game to win. The runner-up would come back to win a stakes race, the Arizona Oaks on dirt, with a 61 buyer speed figure. He's got pace. He's going to have to deal with some other horses. Sebastian's Boy, dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can improve, I guess, and we'll see if he can just somehow work out the right trip, Dan. I mean, you saw the replay there at Turf Paradise, the only turf start. He looked dead to rights in the stretch. 2 horses looked like they were both going to get past him. This horse was very game to fight on.
Holy Vow, the number 5, is stakes placed at Sam Houston. And really, though, to look at him, you have to look at his last 2 races and say they stepped him up in class at Churchill Downs against stakes horses. He did not answer the challenge either time. Was it a situation where he was exposed, or he didn't race without Lasix in those races? He gets Lasix back, and that makes him somewhat interesting rebound candidate.
I mean, I guess you could look at it either way. Maybe let Price be your guide there. It feels like he'll be a great price in this race. So if you want to give him that excuse, I guess you could do that. To me, he's a horse who wants to be forward, though, and that probably won't work out too well in this spot. I'm not sure his races prior to the last 2 make him that interested in him.
Here's the 6 TD Dance coming off of a favored victory in the James W. Murphy. This race was not the strongest race, I don't think, but this horse ran really well. Not a lot of pace in front of him, hung out near the back of the pack. The trip worked out. You see he's green. He swaps leads several times, but he always has these horses in the stretch, and he draws off late.
Yeah, this is an impressive victory for this horse. I mean, Castellano, who was riding that day, didn't even really ask him for anything until they got to about the 8th pole, and then he just settled it very quickly once he did. That was a very impressive win. I liked his win 2 starts back as well at the fairgrounds. He's got great tactical speed. There's nothing to knock about his connections. He's way the horse to beat.
I wonder if Michael Maker stole a little bit last time out with the 7 Shady McGee and got away with it. They dropped this horse in for 30 at Churchill Downs, and he looked good winning. It's certainly better than what we saw in his prior outings, one over a good turf course, one over a synthetic track that he might not have liked. If this race falls apart, this is kind of a sleeper Maker candidate to come from out of it at a price.
It'll be interesting to see what he does, because I agree with you. They might have been stealing last time. I mean, at the end of the day, who was really going to take this horse? He has no European form, really. His first 2 starts over here were nothing. They dropped him in. I personally thought he really improved last time. I know it was a weaker field, but he looked like he was going to win that race every step of the way. And once they wheeled him clear in the stretch, he ran that field right over.
Number looks legit. Last place horse in that race came back to win. 78 Buyer in his next start on dirt. Modern Science is a son of Galileo, and he burned a lot of money last year for Ian Wilkes as a 2-year-old. But he came back in his one and only start at 3. He showed better early speed. He was game in the stretch. Maybe this horse is finally figuring it out. It might have all something to do with the addition of Lasix and blinkers.
It might have. I'm very interested to see what it'll do, Dan, because after his debut at Ellis last year, I thought there was a chance this horse could actually be really good. I thought that was a deceptively good debut last year. I thought he would win the first start at Saratoga, and he didn't. Then I thought he would win the second start at Saratoga, and he didn't. So I was a little disappointed in him, but I guess he took a step forward last time.
Buckween, powerful win last time out at Churchill, going 1 mile and 1/8, just sat off the leaders and blew by them to win. Career best buyer seems to be moving the right way, and he's going to be a price in a race where he could get a nice race flow.
Yeah, he could. He's another horse who really improved, I thought, in his second turf start last time. That was 1 mile and 1/8. He showed much improved tactical speed in that spot, came clear in the stretch. I liked the way he drove clear of that field in the stretch. I thought this horse could be pretty dangerous in this race.
Go, Speed Racer, go! The number 10, Gate to Wire, last time out at Lone Star. Let's watch Go, Speed Racer, go. Graduate. He went right to the front. He set a nice, reasonable fractions up front, and he's game to hold on. He's going to have to do it from off of the pace likely in this spot, but he has run well from out of it in the past. Another horse with upside. I wonder if this is too much too soon.
Yeah, it's just a really tough spot for a race like this. So we'll see if he can take another step forward here. You're right, though, that he did show that he could run without the lead, and I guess he'll have to try that this time.
Bodenheimer completes this field to number 11. This is a horse with a tremendous amount of early speed. He displayed it last fall at Keeneland when he wired them in that Indian Summer Stakes. Now, I think distance is a big question, especially if he has to go fast early. They're going to give him a shot stretching out for the first time. 8-1 on the morning line. If they leave him alone, he has the class to beat this field.
He does. If he can clear from the outside and not have to go too fast, I suppose he could be, a pretty tough horse to run down. I didn't want him in here, Dan. It's a tough post for him to have to clear this field, and it's not like there's not going to be anything running at him in the stretch. But I wouldn't be shocked if he won.
Top pick time for the Mystic Lake Derby. Red hot Mike Beer going with Shady McGee. Getting a price with Maker with the right pace situation. I don't know, Mike. I think that they gave him a confidence booster last time out. He passed the test, and he's going to be running at the end of this race.
I think so. I mean, I just thought he really took a step forward last time, Dan. So I wanted to give him a shot at a price. I thought it was interesting that Maker even entered him in this race off of the much improved effort last time. I mean, listen, I feel like TD Dance is just way the horse to beat. I think that horse could actually turn out to be really good, but I'm going to go 7-6.
Yeah, we both agree that TD Dance is the horse to beat. He's our second selection. I wonder how short he's going to be. 5-2 on the morning line is a very nice price. Something tells me he's going to be shorter than that at post time. I don't know. Chess's Dream, I agree with the excuse you made for him at Churchill. I think he moved a little early. With a more patient ride and a fast pace, I expect him to come running. I hope he stays around that 4-1 morning line. 2-6-11-5 for me, 7-6-9-8 for Mike. What a card at Canterbury on Wednesday, highlighted by the Mystic Lake Derby. Good luck.